Well, we're back for another podcast here, Untitled Podcast with Jed Snyder. We're just going to call it that until we actually get organically. It is what it is. But today's topic is really awesome, especially if you're somebody that's into promoting your own health, athletic training, fitness, CrossFit, any of that whole world. This is your episode, because today Jed and I are going to talk about Nitro Alpha, and you've got some really exciting things going. Before we jump into Nitro Alpha and what it is, let's talk about your history with fitness in general. I mean, you played hockey, you know what I mean? And you've been training for many years.
Yeah.
So
it's part of my life. I mean, you have ebbs and flows. You're in and out through a long time. But I mean, for a lot of positives, just from a health standpoint, from a fitness standpoint, it hones and creates discipline within you. So that way you've always got something you can fall back on that you accomplish for the day and that sort of thing. So it is a big, mental relief, if you will, like really be able to just have it and just kind of zone out and just really focus on yourself. And so, yeah, it has been a huge part in it. And, once I retired from the offshore stuff, I kind of got into the CrossFit and really started training. Actually, when I was living in Thailand is when I first got into it. And then when I retired from offshore, Mike Green and I started coaching together in Colorado Springs. And then that's when I really got into CrossFit. And then I really dove into the training side of it. And a couple of former players, Ty Green and Johnny Peterson, trained with me for a couple of summers. And we really focused on what building the body, and it's essentially like focus on weaponizing the body for hockey, and that was something that I took a lot of time. If anyone sees Green, you can ask him. I think I took about a year to design their programs and really get into it. I bought a bunch of Russian manuals and really dove into what creates a weaponized body, especially sport specific stuff. Had really good success with those two. And then obviously things just kind of changed and they moved on and to coaching and that sort of thing, and it kind of fizzled out. So having the journey come back and be able to now on the property here really, really build a facility that can develop athletes, whatever that athlete is. I'm going to use hockey in our examples today because it's just easy, right? It's low-hanging fruit. That's what we specialize in with the junior team and with having the rink here and all that. But so really diving into that and building people that really want to become an athlete, whatever their goal is, help them achieve it. Give them, we partner with First Form Supplementation, so we offer supplements now. We've got the training, we've got the training protocols. It's just, what do you want to do, and let us get there. So it's the journey to build it and where we're at is pretty cool.
That's awesome. So you turned, basically it was like a mechanic shop in there, right? Like they were working on boat engines and everything else in that shop area back there. Yeah. And, you had to clean the place up, get it ready to go. Did you kind of have a vision for what the layout is now going into it? Tell me about the iteration of the physical space.
So once it started to take off in Plan N, I had some help. There was a good buddy of mine, Dan Montague. He's just a wizard with design gyms and all that stuff. And he came in and helped with the layout. I know I wanted turf for sleds. I did know that, and I wanted it simple. I wanted it functional. A lot of these places, and not to knock them, I mean, gyms are gyms. Everybody has their niche, and everybody likes it. You know what I mean? It's whatever you want to do to make the best version of yourself. But what it came down to with my vision in there is I want it set up for work. Go in, work. And I mean, we'll get into it eventually, later in the podcast, kind of my vision for that work. But as of now, simple, effective, combining raw strength training with performance, with that level of CrossFit in there. I think we did a good job mapping it out. I think it turned out really nice.
That's awesome. And before we dive into the specifics, I've seen that, you're putting it out onto social media weekly, right? You're picking an athlete of the week. Yeah. I think that's really neat, and it seems like, the youth are really kind of embracing what you're having to offer in the gym, and it looks awesome, man. Yeah, no, it was exciting. So we're very fortunate this year that the youth program jumped on board with us. We've got the varsity team in there. We've got the JV team in there, and then we've got the 14A team in there as well.
And yeah, we're doing athletes of the week, man. Like the bighorns are obviously in there. That's, that they do that Monday through Wednesday in the mornings. But being able to promote the kids that want to go in and work is pretty exciting. And they should be rewarded if they're in there busting their ass and getting after it. Fuck, man, we need to recognize them for their hard work and keep them motivated to keep going and keep others. I guess set a bar so others can climb to that bar. Like, hey, I want to be on there. It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of cool, One of the high school trainers, Michelle Monroe, who's awesome. She developed the Winter Games thing. So like they did like a Winter Games and had awards and stuff. So I think it's been a really positive experience for the players. The feedback I've gotten has been positive. I know the coaches are enjoying it. So it's been pretty cool.
That's awesome. So yeah, let's dive into Nitro Alpha. What is it? And kind of give us the talk.
So it literally is designed to make better athletes. Like and put that in perspective, you got two types of people that do a sport, right? And like I said, for the discussion of this conversation, Brad, we'll talk specifically hockey, but we can plug and play any sport, right? So like there's a difference between someone that plays hockey and someone that's a hockey player. And that identity comes, at some point where the parent's mind shift has to shift to, more of a kind of a seasonal expense with the training or investing in an asset, right? So, and that's the hard line that people don't, because it's really, when you make that shift at 12, 14, what is your kid's goal? What is your player's goal? Is your player, what's his NHL? What's his personal NHL? Is it to play for the Bighorns? Is it to play NCAA? Is it to play pro? Like whatever that is. And you have to start shifting that as like an investment for the parent side of things, right? So Nitro's basis was for, hey, like we understand that kids are going to want to train, but at the end of the day, we want to create an atmosphere for, those guys that are players, that are athletes, that they have something to go to. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not. And I can't sit here and lie and say, like anybody can come in and just spend their money and get in there and get the best training possible, because there's going to be a level of commitment. I can't put a kid that's not 100% committed to his goal in a room with other players that are 100% committed, because now he's taking 100% of the focus, or he's taking percentages of the focus away from the kids that are really trying to shoot for their NHL. The whole premise of this was to take those special people that wanted that. Special is not the right word. Those people that have a plan, that have a goal, that have a dream and where they want to go, and to be able to cultivate that into whatever they want it to be, and so that's where that's kind of the design model. But it does take a shift from a parent. Like, one of the shock values is people look online and they see kind of how expensive it is. And really at the end, it works out to about $150 a week. But the one premise about Nitro that was really cool is it is completely an integrated ecosystem. You have training, you have ice, and then we implemented the preventive maintenance. So when you develop a training facility, when you develop something like this, there's two types, right? You have the fragmented system, which is like, okay, I skate once a week or twice a week at some camp, and then I have a gym membership, and then I only go to a PT once I'm hurt. Where you have a closed loop ecosystem like we've created. You have training, you have an ice session once a week, and you have preventive maintenance every week that gets you ahead. The cool thing about the preventive maintenance is if you have an issue, she will notify it. Janelle Davis, Summit PT, is our partner. She'll notify, and then she works with the trainers so you don't miss a day. You continue, but it's a variation of the actual workout. So she makes adjustments, tweaking, working real time with our trainers, into the kid doesn't miss a day because he's sore or whatever. His workout changes a little bit, so he's still developing. And he's still hitting his benchmarks that we implement every 5 weeks. There's a cycle and then a deload, and then they test out and they can track their gains through their journals that they keep. So wow. The whole premise of Nitro Alpha was based around this. I'm investing in my athlete as an asset now, as opposed to somebody that just plays a sport, if that makes sense.
100%. So in kind of take what you're doing with your athletes right now and spread it out over time. What is the training that they're doing right now? What's the long-term benefits? I mean, we're talking right now, obviously getting in shape and that kind of thing. But I'd imagine that there's some really good habits forming within this program that you've built.
Oh, 100%. I mean, one, they're pushing themselves, right? So they're raising their own bar. They're getting rid of self-doubt. They're putting in the work. They're getting the dedication. Like, they see what it takes to get to a next level, and they're experiencing it every time. The other thing would be is that one, they become aware of their bodies. You know what I mean? Like, they become aware. They build confidence in what they're doing. And then the cool thing is, as they build, they'll be able to see it on the ice. Because our skill, the partner is J2 Development, Damon Hansen's skill company, will now, and he's a certified Power Edge Pro trainer, so we'll be doing PEP all summer through the packages at Nitro Alpha. And for some of you that don't know what that is, that's Connor McDavid's training system. So that's pretty cool.
That's legit.
So to be able to go and actually like watch a kid develop and come in kind of uncertain, but then by the end of the process, like, he comes with us. We don't train anybody younger than 10. We start at 10 and then we have a protocol that works all the way through. But to be able to see somebody that comes in at 10 or 12 and to see where they're going to be at 16 and 17 is going to be unbelievable. The gains are just going to be there all year. And at the end of the day, like, you can talk to anybody about it. Like, you're building the body, you're building muscle, you're building like armor around your body. Like, one, you can heal faster if you do get hurt. You're less likely to get healed because you've got muscle to hold and support, And three, like, you're just getting bigger, faster, stronger. Like you said, we're weaponizing your body for the sport that you want to do. And that's like some huge, like, key takeaways that we're trying to do. And that's exactly what we're going to do for people that want to jump in and go with us.
What kind of feedback are you getting from your athletes right now? I know you're working with a lot of trainers, like you said, and there's kind of like this symbiotic relationship between them and Damon and yourself. What kind of feedback are you getting from the athletes?
Players, from what I hear, love it. But then again, we know that people don't like to tell me anything. Well, now, as I said it, they'll probably fucking blow this thing up. But as a whole, like, I mean, what's not to love? It's based around them. Like, it's everything that we program in there, whether it's Bighorns who have their own special stuff we do, and then obviously the special stuff for our packages through the summer for our age group specific stuff. Like, it's built specifically for them to be better. And that's what I mean, though. Like, if somebody doesn't enjoy that, then they're a person that plays the sport as opposed to a player of the sport, if that makes sense. And that's that mindset, right? And that's that shift. Like, once you buy in and like, okay, this is what we're going to do, like, the product will speak for itself, because every time they have benchmarks they have to hit. They literally are tracked every 5 or 6 weeks, I believe, through their whole process, or every 4 weeks. So like they go in, they'll have like a baseline test, and then they'll have 4 weeks, they'll have another test out, and then they go because they have to up their percentages. So like, it's a process they track through. The first is usually the hardest, the first session, because everyone's like, fuck, this sucks. Like, I'm sore, it's fucking beat up. But then they beat their numbers. And they're like, okay, that's fucking weird. So they do it again, beat their numbers again. And then they see it, then the momentum catches. Then they start showing up early. Then they start wanting to ask questions of the trainers and working late. Then they want to start doing this, and now they're bought in. And if you can get somebody buying in at 10, 12, where they're going to be at 16, 17, 18 is going to be unbelievable.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I know we want to get into the online platform and everything like that. Have we covered everything you've wanted to talk about outside of that yet? Or is there a couple other notes that you have?
No, I mean, I think that, it just comes down to identifying what they want to do. Like, I think that one of the biggest things that people have to understand is they have to identify what they want. Like I said, we're not for everybody, man. Like, we're not. Like, we're going to build the best product we can for the people that we want to see, that want to be part of it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, though, is that people have to identify what do they want. It's a waste of money if your kid just does hockey in the wintertime, and then if you're looking for him to do something in the summer, yeah, dude, Nitro ain't your jam. This is not your jam. Go to Cap City. You know what I mean? Like, Nitro. But if you are looking at it like, hey, my kid wants to do this, and I'm going to give him every tool to do this to get to whatever his personal NHL is, then hey, fucking let's go. Like, let's go. And if people want to have questions about it, they can email me at staff@nitroalphadevelopment.com and just email me, and I'll answer questions all the time about it. You know what I mean? But I think that the biggest thing, instead of going to the website, looking at the sticker shock and going, holy fuck, it's only like it's like $150 a week for the summer. But then, people have to look at what do they do with camps? Like they do the fragmented system where, okay, they go to Sun Valley, and I just use X, it's just in the front of my head, but like pick something arbitrary, right? Some place in the middle of fucking nowhere. But they do that, hotels, gas, everything. You do 3 of those a year, plus all the stick and pucks and all that stuff. How much you spend in a summer? Plus all those are on the weekends for the most part. Like one cool thing about us, we're during the week. It's a work week. And then they have weekends off. Most of the guys will be done, unless your PT is scheduled, your preventive maintenance is scheduled on a Friday morning. You got the weekend to go to the lake and do family stuff, really take a break from the sport and then come back the next week and go to work. So I think that's the biggest thing is really looking at it from a mindset shift as opposed to, like, do we really want to make the investment? Is my player going, are we going to be able to help him achieve where he wants to do? Then yeah, like, let's go.
That's awesome. One more question before we get on to more of the online stuff. Obviously the Bighorns have had, trainers and gym sessions in years past. That's just always been a part of it. But what you're doing is you're bringing something quite a bit more specialized in a whole new system, really. Are you seeing a difference with how this particular group of guys is performing than from years past, maybe because of what you guys have been doing for the last couple months?
Yeah, I mean it's and everybody has their own idea on stuff, and everybody's system is good. Like one thing about fitness and one thing about like training and that sort of thing is like, once again I say it, find your NHL, man. What are you comfortable doing? Like that's just it. Like at the end of the day, like is it Planet Fitness? Is it Kappa City? Is it, do you want to be a power lifter? Like identify what you want to do, And so each gym, there's always going to be a niche for special. I always knew that we needed our own space and our own development. And so that's like specific for the Bighorns, specific for in-season junior hockey play, right? And I needed a system in place that had that. And then we needed to get PT involved to where like working and cohesive with trainers on the same property, running full head of steam. Like you look at the communication, like it's awesome, like with the trainers in Des Moines on Sundays, like just getting out there and just talking, and like getting everybody involved. So the players that coming in, like they know exactly what to do with those players Monday morning. Like it's fucking legit. And we needed to build that ourselves because nobody's going to care about it as much as we do internally. Because at the end of the day, man, those guys are here to win hockey games and play hockey games. And we need to make sure that we can get them back on the ice as fast as fucking possible to get us another Frazier. And in order to do that, we needed to make sure we had everything in-house. And I think we've achieved it. Now what we're doing is we're carrying that proven concept and put it into the market of summer performance training.
That's awesome. Okay, so this other part of Nitro that I'm really excited to talk to you about, you're going online, right? It sounds like you're taking some of your systems and you're kind of putting it out there, not just for a specific sport, but for people in all kinds of sports, like you've just said. Talk to me about the online stuff. What are we doing and what's that?
So I had this fucking crazy idea of like, okay, not everybody's going to want to do the in-house stuff, but it's like we need to make sure that we had a product for everybody. The platforms that were developed, there's 62 different sports or genres that were created. Anywhere from like if you want to just change your life and get healthier and better, we've got the Get Fit Part 1, 2, and 3, and each one builds on itself. And each program is a 12-week course. And really, you go online and you download the PDF, and it just prints out on your computer. You can do it. Comes up on your phone. You can download it to your phone. It's $26 and it's there. It has 3 steps. It's got the power and strength stuff. It's got the performance or, explosiveness. And then it has a pretty loose macro count on it just to kind of give you a baseline of it. Everything like this though, you can dive deeper into, but it gives you a basic guideline. You want to train at home, you can adapt it to train at home. You want to go to the gym, you can use it at his gym. It's a pretty simplistic platform. You can even download the PDF, get in touch with Randy Rinaldi at Ran Training. You can DM him on his Instagram and set up a time to meet with him. And hire him as a personal trainer. You can actually do the PDF using our trainer in Nitro Alpha if you want to do it. Wow. Yeah, all that, but you got to communicate it through him, and he'll set it up. But like at the end of the day, it's everything. I think we've got everything. Like I got track and field. I got military boot camp readiness program. Yeah, firefighting, like everything. I even got fucking cricket on there, which is hilarious.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like anything anybody wants to do. Like you just want to, like you've been out of shape. You haven't hunted in 5 years, right? Get the hunting protocol, and literally it breaks down 12 weeks to get ready for hunting season. Rucking, it has it broke down, macros that you'll need, like all that stuff. So it's pretty exciting.
Wild, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like it is, and like not to get it screwed. Like it's not. If you're looking at it from a standpoint of like, I download this PDF, it's a waste of money, or whatever. But like, you still got to bring work ethic. You just got to want to do it. It's just giving you a baseline to get you started. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's yours. Like you can keep it, you can do whatever, throw it in the garbage, do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, like it's a guideline to get you going. Now, if you do it and you want more, hey, reach out to Randy Rinaldi and he'll start programming you out like really heavy shit, so like, and move it through. If you're going from like absolutely no fitness whatsoever and you just want to get healthy, you'll get the Get Fit 1 Part 1. It'll walk you through it. Then it'll roll 12 weeks later. You'll roll into Get Fit 2, Get Fit 3. And then literally you can go and find a sport you want to do at Get Sport Fit for that. And now you just did 48 weeks, almost a year of organized training to get you where you need to be. And it does. It's got some basic illustrations for muscle movements and all that stuff to kind of give you an idea. But like anything else, man, like if once you get into it and you got questions, YouTube, I still use it for everything. Get on YouTube, look at it. This summer, we're hoping to have videos on Nitro Alpha of movement standards and that sort of thing. So that way, once that library is up, you can use Nitro Alpha as your source as well. But yeah, no, it's exciting. Like I think all track and field's in there. Most of it, heavy throws, light throws, hurdles, like every marathon. If you want to get into long distance running, there's one in there for that. If you're going to the police academy, it's got police academy prep. No, it took a lot of work, but it's up and it's there, and yeah, check it out. Like it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Jed. So, what was the inspiration behind doing this? I mean, you've got enough to do in the gym, but like, what was the inspiration of bringing it online and kind of going out to the masses that way?
I think it's just offering something for everybody. I mean, at the end of the day, like you can't be an offer like. How do I say this? You want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to change their lives. And you want to give everybody an opportunity to, hey, if they want to get better, we offer it. You know what I mean? Obviously, like the sport-specific stuff is what we're mainly focused on. But on the other side is we have a softer side that where you can order these. Like you can order this and go to the gym and bring it to your trainer if you want. If you're hiring a separate personal trainer, I'll probably tell you to go fuck yourself. But at the end of the day, because they've got their own program. But at the end of the day, like if you don't know where to begin, and that was the thing, is like, okay, I don't want to be so focused on this. I lose people that maybe just don't know where to start, And that's the thing, is that this allows them to start. Like maybe and I'll just use hockey as an example again, Or let's do something where. Maybe you're a parent that you don't identify with what your kid chose as a sport. You're unfamiliar with it, right? You don't know where to begin on that, right? So like Brad, you have a son. Brad played football his whole life, right? Doesn't really know much about hockey, but gives his son a chance to test the waters and see what it looks like to get bigger, faster, stronger, right? Mm-hmm. So you download the PDF for $26. You read through it. You start working with your kid on it. Now you've identified what the sport takes and your kid identified what it takes. And then you can leapfrog into changing that mindset to looking at it as like, okay, we're going to look at this from an asset point of view. We need to really get in on what they're doing in the summer with the package deals in the camps.
That's awesome. When you said that just now, I had a flashback to my coaching days and seeing like those first year kids, playing and, they're a little bit awkward, they're still learning the sport, but how much further ahead they'd be with something like this.
It's
right. Like just, I'm trying to imagine what that night and day difference looks like.
It's funny because like my dad, and everyone that knows me has seen my dad wander around the game, Speedy Gonzalez. My dad's from Indiana. He's a basketball guy, football guy. Obviously growing up in Alaska, I chose the path of hockey. And that was one of the things that was kind of an inspiration for creating this, was the fact that and my dad outsourced and got some of the best knowledgeable people to work with me, and it paid off. You know what I mean? But to be able to have that just some sort of template, and to be able to let some parent be able to read that template and give them an idea so they can make an educated decision on what they want to do with their kid. He didn't really take to it. So, we're just going to play hockey in the winter. We're going to focus on baseball in the summer. Moving on. That's a person that plays hockey. Or, wow, he took this to like a duck to water. Now we're making that shift and we're going to invest in him being an asset because he wants to go play wherever. And so that was kind of my inspiration with it, because obviously I have a hockey one in there too. And it's very basic. Literally, parents can work with their kids at home and become, and if you want to go to a gym and use a gym, by all means, it's simple, but it's plug and play. Minimal equipment, home gym, or you can go and ramp it up as much as you want in a regular gym setting, but it allows people to identify, okay, we're in that fragmented state. We're trying to figure it out. We've got a little skate here. We got a little gym session here. We got, he's got a bum knee. We better go see somebody about the bum knee. You know what I mean? To morph that into, okay, we're willing now to make the investment to go to this side. And I think that will help parents identify what they want to do. And on the flip side, it's like, well, if I did that for this, if it works for this, well, why not put it to anything? Why not put it to football? Because I played football briefly, but if I ever had a son that wanted to play football, I would go fucking run the quarterback over, bro. That's all I know. You know what I mean? And in training, would it be, and even if I was not into the fitness side of things or the strength side of things, I would want to know what's specific for him, because injury prevention is huge. That's like number one. And then two, give him every opportunity to be the best that he can be. Where do you start? Because everybody's got an idea, right? Everybody's got the next fucking snake oil. So like at the end, if you can get something that is broad enough that it touches on everything, that allows people to make the adjustment in what they want to do, or how they should look at where they want their athlete to go, or where their athlete wants to go.
That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. What else can you tell us about, Nitro Alpha as it is right now, or maybe plans for the future?
No, I mean, right now we're still developing the brand. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? We're working on getting some former players to come back this summer. I think that we've got 3 or 4 that are committed to come back for a 2-week course before they go back to college, which is exciting. We'll start seeing players filter back, but the whole thing would be the 5-year vision of this would be, man, we are like, our players, our ex-Bighorns are coming back to train here, work with Damon, work with Janelle, be ready to go to camp, whatever they're going, whether it's pro, whether it's back to college, whatever it is, and have them come out and spend 2 weeks, go to the lake, play golf, see their buddies, see their Obilla families, and just work their asses off, and then head back to college. Like, I think that's the track. We've had a lot of interest, like huge interest in this, especially, with a few players. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And to be able to get the old guys training in with the newer guys in the groups and stuff to see, like what that looks like. That's the main goal, is to be able to create an ecosystem where everybody comes back and we're just going all the time, just ensuring people are just following what they want to do, man.
That's cool. So where can people find more information? We've talked about the website. What's the web address? How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, it's nitroalphadevelopment.com. You can email me at staff@nitroalphadevelopment.com. And then, just check it out. I mean, if you want to do the PDFs, once you get on the landing page, there's 2 routes you can take. There's also links on there to get our supplements and that sort of thing through First Form, which is really cool. We offer that as well. So, and they're stacks, right? Like if you're training summer train protocol, we've got recovery stacks. It has everything you need, the creatine, the protein, shit like that. And yeah, just check it out. Like I said, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but if your family has made that shift into where your athlete now is an asset because you're going to help him achieve his goals, where your spots be, you know, I mean, it's literally like with everything we've got, you know, it is such a closed loop ecosystem with the training side of things. It's so awesome. And the best part is like, you know, with the clinic side, with the PT stuff, like literally they don't miss a day. All the adjustments are made in real time. She can identify things before they happen, and then she'll work with her on the side trying to fix that. But either way, the communication's with the trainers. So you're not missing a day. It's with Damon for his on-ice session. You know, it's all in this deal. So you don't have to worry about anything. You just got to make sure your player's fed and make sure they're here. So it's pretty exciting. Like I said, we had some people do it last year. I think it was pretty successful with them. You know, adding the PT piece is huge this year. Last year we just did the training, and we still just offer the training. We offer the training with PT by itself, and then we have the training PT and then the PEP on ice stuff. So obviously, if you look at the pricing, it more value the higher the package you get, and then it breaks down about between $125 and $150 a week. But once again, people got to look at what they spend in the summertime traveling to these camps and stuff. Like, does it work? But then again, maybe you use those as vacations and that's your jam. Hey, cool, whatever, you know. But really look at it. The mindset of the people need to shift is like, okay, we're vested in our player.
So if I'm understanding it correctly, Jed, it's a system of, it's not just a hanging out with a trainer at the gym sort of situation. You're getting training at the gym. You're getting PT with Janelle, who's also on the premises as well, on-site gym, right? Everything you do in the gym, on-ice session with probably one of the best coaches we've seen in a while, right? Yeah. So it's a whole package. It's not just a, you know.
Yeah,
okay, 100%.
So right. 100%. Like with that package comes an hour of on-ice PEP training once a week, one preventive maintenance care once a week, and then depending on your age group, 2 to 3 training sessions a week. So the 3 training sessions are Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays. So Friday, Saturday's off. Fridays usually I think when they're going to schedule with Janelle. Don't quote me on that, but they'd have to email her. It's in their footnotes when they sign up to email her and schedule their PT time. You know, in our discussions, obviously, I think it would be more beneficial Thursday evening, Fridays, put them back together again, have the weekend for the body to rest, and then come back at it. But that's something they can work out with her. And then once a week they get on the ice. So. Like, you know, could Wednesdays be a busy day? Possibly, because you got training and ice. I don't know. I mean, we'll navigate that once we get to it and Damon's schedule gets built out. But that's what we're offering. It's a one-stop shop, man, for everything.
Man, so, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen anything like that. Not like I've been around a lot, but I've been around some hockey organizations in my time. I've not seen anything like what you're doing.
Yeah, no, and we're very fortunate to be able to build it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it'll be exciting, man. Like I said, it's just it is. It's literally training clinic performance. Like it's just get in, make sure the body's ready, make sure it's adapting well, and then keep rolling. And then, you know, so much can be done with the logs and the weights that they lift and all that stuff, and then be able to give real-time information back to Janelle when a player's going in, you know, like is just awesome. And like I said, but it's a set or forget it. You know what I mean? Like you come in, you got your summer plan, you got your training plan. You know, it's not, we're doing drills, you know, we're working on skill stuff. We're not doing drills that you're going to see all year long. We're working on shit that really during the hockey season with teams' ice schedules, there's not a lot of time to focus on skill development. Right. You know, it's learning systems. It's the drills of creating team unity and all that shit. So like, really in the summer, they're working on touches, skating, edge work, moving the puck, identifying, and then building strength, power, explosiveness, getting rebuilt, and starting again next week.
Man, that brings those players into camp like that much higher.
Wherever they're going, you know.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, no, it's good.
Well, thanks for talking to me about Nitro Alpha and answering my questions. I know I kind of sound like a newbie because I am, but I feel like you explained it well enough so somebody like me could understand it and has a full grasp of it. And yeah, man, I wish you the best with it because it looks really awesome. And again, I'm not seeing anybody else doing it, so that's really badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we're wrapping up the show, but before we go, we want to end each segment from here on out with a segment called Ask Jed. And so we've put it out on social media. If you've got a question for Jed, could be about hockey, could be about fitness, could be about fucking anything. If you've been that person that's been walking around the rink and always wondered about something going on and you just don't want to approach him for whatever reason, now's the time. Ask away. Give us whatever kind of questions that you can send, and we'll pick one or two each week to answer. And we'll end each show with Ask Jed. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, 100%.
I mean, can you imagine some of these questions we're going to get?
It's going to be fucking ridiculous. But, or maybe not. Maybe it's crickets. I don't know what's worse. Some guy asking some just ridiculous shit or like fucking crickets. Either way, it's...
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for
awesome.
spending
Thank
time
you,
with
Brad.
us, and we'll see you next week.